Yeah, we'll see if this live chat being on that side works. All right. My music stopped, even though I told it to go. Ah, I paused it. Haha. All right, cool. Perfect. Oh, sweet. Yeah, live chat works immediately.
Awesome.
Because I'm assuming you just put it in.
Just now.
All right, cool. I'm glad that's going to work. All right, sweet. So I'm planning to work on the aboleth here. I'm not sure what I'm actually going to call it because aboleth is very copyrighted. And I changed the design a ton. So this is one from Pathfinder, which I really, really like. And I kind of took inspiration off of this. I more so just made a fish monster with 3 eyes and some tentacles. That was pretty much the gist here. But the texturing right here, it's kind of like woven tendrils of muscle and fat, I think is really, really cool. And I want to do something like that. So yeah, that's the plan. As you can tell, I haven't even started that. I've just blocked it out. ZBrush is being really glitchy. It's like, oh, you're live streaming. Let me just not. All right. Turn that music down a little bit. Getting a little too excited. Okay. So I do have some subdivision levels. The lowest one being so low it's not even useful, so I'm going to delete it. And then I'll add a few more. So it puts me at 700,000 points. Yeah, that's probably plenty. All right, I'm gonna go through here and block out some stuff with clay buildup to get the kind of texture and shape that I want. Because this form is gonna go straight through the back. I really like the base brush that's alpha on clay buildup. I think it's alpha 28. Yep. Always liked it. It's like really textured. Click on solo so I can just focus on this. I'm working with my custom UI. If you wanted to use solo, it is in transform right here. Then per usual, if you guys have any questions, just let me know. I live stream to keep myself on task, but also because I think it's fun to answer your guys' questions. All right, essentially I put some just messy texturing down. And I really can go crazy with the details here because I'm not going to be posing the main body too much. I'll be moving the fins and the tentacles more than anything. It looks so cranky. I love how this looks. Okay. Haven't decided how I'm going to connect the face with the body either yet. It's a little pixelated still because I'm pretty low points here. So I will divide again. Okay. And then adding some larger forms here. I'm gonna mask this one so I can't affect it, and then I'm gonna think about like kind of weaving stuff together here. That wasn't a very strong mask. Let's try that. I held Control and Alt to get that mask sharper. I have my windows open so we can hear my neighbors yelling at each other. Relaxing. They have a bunch of kids, so it's just general chaos, but they seem happy overall. I'm not too worried about making this look good per se, because I'm just trying like some different textures here. Some pretty messy sculpting, which is my favorite kind. I recommend when you're doing detail work that's along or across the body to move the model to where it like matches the stroke that you want. This is something that I think would really benefit if I didn't work in symmetry, but that's way less efficient. So, symmetry it is. Literally saves me double the time. So as you can tell, as I'm building up more forms and being more confident with what shapes I want to stand out, and because our eyes are attracted to detail, I'm increasing my subdivision levels here. I could totally do this in Dynamesh as well. I've just been a big fan of subdivision levels recently. That is a warning saying that my delete history here is limited. I think I have it going back to like only 200 or so. If you wanted to customize that to your own needs, you go to preferences, undo history, and you can adjust all that right here. You can see that mine said like 232. Yeah, I figured I'd pick this because it's really relaxing and just kind of chill model to detail. Being careful to make sure that all of these strokes that I'm doing will actually show up. This is starting to look cool. I'm trying to be careful not to make it look like vines too much. This is another point where sculpting with a tablet is just the best because I have that pressure sensitivity. So this is a super, super light mask, or I can do a really hard one. It's really, really nice. So what's gonna make this look really good is if I have smaller tendrils amongst these larger ones. I'm not as good at that. That's okay. Because in this one, there's like little pockets and stuff. There's only 3 main like tendrils here. I'm really digging that word today. That's okay. I know I tested the live chat, but sometimes I know this doesn't pop up. I'm just like concerned that there's people being like, oh no, I'm not seeing it pop up live. She doesn't even see it. I'll check in a little bit, or when Rookie comes back in, I'll ask him to look. Because I've done this once before and that's what happened. So if by chance there are people asking me questions or saying hello, I'm sorry, and hello, I see you. Because I saw there was like 2 or 3 of you guys waiting before I started the live stream, so there's probably someone watching. Hey, can you make sure that the live chat is updating? Because it just shows yours, which it might have just been you, but just in case, because sometimes it doesn't update, and I think that'd be funny.
Will do.
If they can see me, like, not being able to see their comment. I'm having so much fun with this, just kind of mindless. And I'm not worried about these getting too chunky or built up at all. That just means they're going to catch paint better. Awesome. Probably should turn this off. Yeah, I'm totally detailing a part you can't even see. Oh well, I enjoyed doing that. Okay, I'm gonna get that kind of like ribbing stuff in here. I think the best way for me to do that, I can mask out the patterns I want, or I can just mask what I don't want it touch. I think I'm gonna try that. Okay, good. Just wanna make sure. I mean, oh no, I'm so lonely. People in the future are watching this and being like, Speaking of, if you're watching this as an archive, you can always message me in Discord with any questions. All right. Okay, so that kind of pocket I made right here, that's what I want to do. Like mental notes to myself. I really don't need to go this hard on the details for a model like this, but I can't help it. I think it's super fun. Yeah, all of this is being done in the clay buildup brush. One of my favorite brushes to use. Kind of getting a little sloppy, but that's okay. Okay, I do think that's cool, having those poke through. Yeah, this is worth it. I'm doing it from this side because my stroke, because I'm right-handed, just is easier. In case you're wondering why I always look at the right side of my models. I'm sure it'd benefit me to flip-flop, but I don't. I really want to make sure that these show. So I'm gonna make the brush size smaller to fit them and then increases the intensity and like really carve on those. But making sure I don't get too much like deformation on it. So I'm gonna make the brush a little weaker, mid-20s. Just listening to general, like, royalty-free music. I don't know what this is, but it's not bad. I generally listen to, like, rock or classical music because I grew up playing piano. I still do. I say, like, I've never played before or since. But yeah, this guy sounds, I'm sure he's a real nice fellow, but this is a little too whiny for my taste.
Searching for music for your next video?
I sure am. Let's go back to the beginning because I like these. All right, I want to do the same thing right here. And this time it should be a bit faster since I have a better idea of what exactly I'm trying to do here now. I'm leaving it kind of open-ended on towards the head here because I'm not sure how I'm gonna connect them. Probably just simple, like a more thread tentacle sort of deal going on. When using a brush like this, if your focal shift is too high, you're not going to see that texture come through. So I mentioned that I'm using alpha 28, which I really like. If I had focal shift like this, for example, it just actually looks like nothing. So just keep that in mind. If the brush isn't behaving the way you think it should, it's probably your focal shift. That one's more interesting because it's kind of like deep in the side of the monster. So that's cool. I still haven't decided how I'm going to pose this. Like, because it's supposed to be like a flying creature in caves and stuff. So probably I'll have to think of some sort of like interesting stick to put it on to get across the idea that's flying. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm really happy with this. I haven't textured something like this in a long time. It kind of reminds me of the pumpkin golem that I did because he's covered in vines. Same idea. Doing kind of a different little texture here or pattern. Break up the eye. And because I'm not that consistent in my patterns and textures, using that as a strength in this case. I'm so tempted to do like swirls and stuff because like that's what I normally do, but it really doesn't fit this model. I think that's really cool. I was like using just symmetry to my advantage. It almost doesn't fit with the rest of the model, but I think it fits well enough. All right, that's looking pretty cool. I definitely need to do something cool with the back. I might do the same kind of pattern, like this sort of thing. Oh, that actually looks pretty cool. I'm gonna keep that. That feels like, oh, I'm peacefully sculpting a monster. Like my neighbors yelling at each other. I mean, it's just the kids. But it's such a nice day outside, so my windows are open, man. Thank you. It is a very nice day outside, but yeah, it's just the kids screaming at each other. I'm like, guys, just get along. It wasn't quite bad enough for me to have to get up, but I appreciate you doing it.
Of course.
All right, that looks so interesting and not necessarily what I was intending for, but I love it. How weird. Okay, so I kind of have the same vibe going on with the tentacles a little bit, but I don't think the detail on them is pronounced enough. So what I can do, let's see, I have 137 polygons. Let me double that to 500,000. If I go to morph target, store morph target, and if I hold shift for smooth and then let go of shift, it will keep smoothing, but it's does something called smart smoothing. So all it's doing is it is smoothing kind of like the surface details instead of the volume. And if you click switch, and then now I can really either exaggerate those details or push them back. This, okay. This one piece of the fin, oh, ZBrush crash. Yeah, the one piece of the fin was acting really weird. It's because I didn't dynamesh them together, and so it was throwing a huge fit. So hopefully I didn't lose too much progress. ZBrush way. I should have known better. Haven't saved in a while. I know, you abnormally terminated, you turd. Okay. Looks like I lost everything, but it's okay. That's why there's quick save. Still gives me a heart attack every time. I'm like looking at like, what did I miss? What did I lose? Nothing. Yay! I will not swear profusely. You can call it Avaleth for now, but I'll probably just be like, flying cave monster. Okay, so it was acting weird because you treated in polygroups. It shouldn't matter, but it did not like it. So I'm gonna click divide because it's smoothing that out nicely. Just once is good. I'm gonna delete the lower ones and then dynamesh this together. Okay. My whiny singer guy is back, but this time around I don't mind as much. Though I'm gonna turn the music down a little bit. Okay. All right, so going to morph target, store morph target, and doing the same thing, except this time, I'm not gonna crash. All right, go to switch. I'll zoom in here so you guys can really see what I'm talking about. So switch just puts it back to where it was before, so normal, and then now if I decrease this, it will exaggerate the details. So it can look kind of grainy, depending, but I think it's cool. It's doing a good job. Like for instance, that's too much. That's pretty cool. And that's a good difference compared to this. A little grainy, but that's gonna print a lot better. So when you zoom out, it just looks really nice. I'll do the same thing with these. Divide, delete. About 1,000 dynamesh seemed really good for the resolution. Oh, I didn't store a morph target first. Make sure to store your morph target first, otherwise this won't work. Store morph target, then smooth, then switch, and then decrease morph. Yeah, that one came out really nice. Delete morph target. All right. So now I'm gonna start doing that to all of the fins that I have. Divide, because against they're really low polygons right now, because they're pretty much, these were just blocked out. I haven't done any like detail work with these. And I kept them different polygroups in case I wanted to change the fin shape, but I like it. This doesn't make a ton of sense right here, for example, but that's fine. That's not gonna really affect the main design in my opinion. There we go. Going to pull these into the body so they look a little more seamless. I don't mind if they get a little wavy or squiggly. It looks messy, but for a monster like this, that's okay. Actually, it's kind of cool, I think. Yeah, I like that. Neat. That's not gonna be fun to 3D print, so I will have to do something with that. Probably just going to pinch them into Oblivion and then Dynamesh, because it will just pretty much delete it. There's a lot of different ways I could do that, but that takes 2 steps. I like how that happened to work out. It wasn't intentional. I'll say it was, but it wasn't. Maybe I want to inflate that actually. Nah. Let's do trim rectangle, turning off perspective, so that way, oops, that's not going to do what I want. I mean, it's going to trim it, but it won't be symmetrical then. Stop that. I missed a piece of it. That's okay. If I just smooth it, it'll go away. Or not. Wow, it's being really stubborn. Okay. Go away, you small, tiny piece. There we go. And it's gone. Pretty much. Alright, so that has some weird stuff going on with it, but I do like it. I want to make sure not to get any of these elements too thin. Because it's cool, but it's not so cool like a main focal point to like have to, for it to be worth it to support. Yeah, the tail is really wide, so I'm not worried about that being too hard to 3D print. I would thin it out a little bit. All right. Saving obsessively since it crashed once. We got to Dynamesh. It did. It got in polygroups too. That's cool. All right, this head is pretty much detailless. It's pretty rough. I want it to have the same detail and vibe going on as the rest of the body. Okay, is perspective turn on or off? Pretty sure that's off and that's on. Oh, nope, I was wrong. There we go. All right, so it's in Dynamesh right now. And I'm gonna keep it like that until I start adding detail. The parts of the lip here are really thin and sharp in a bad way. So I'm gonna go to turn dynamic and smooth those down a little bit. And then I'll build up those forms the right way. There we go. Actually, I want to smooth that out a little bit too. There we go. Oh yeah, I lost my pressure sensitivity. I was wondering why I was being so weird. All right. So I'm gonna save this. Close it and open. That's just kind of a quirk that I've noticed happens with this new computer that I have. It's amazing in every sense, but sometimes I lose pressure sensitivity with ZBrush. I don't know why. Whenever I open the file, it's back. So yeah, let's see if I have it back. Yep. Yay. All right. This looks pretty good. I'm going to Dynamesh it just to retopologize it, even though it's not a nice topology. I will ZRemesh it and just see what it does. Kind of curious. Oh yeah, not bad. I'm actually very impressed how well that did, all considering. We're going to do that. All right, so now we're going to move into subdivision levels. So I clicked on it twice, so I'm about 177,000 points. There we go, closer to 10 million. I'm going to work with a lower res one to start with. And then as I start adding more detail, I will increase the resolution. And by that, I mean a subdivision level. This song sounds better, and there's no whiny dude in the background. So I'm going to turn that back up. Alright, so I'm going to have these top eyelids kind of travel back. I think that's going to make a lot of sense. It's going to divide his head very clearly into 3 different sections, and I don't know if that's a good idea. So I'll try and combine this right here, and then you go into high resolution. Try to make this something interesting. That's cool. Pull that bottom one up. Yeah, I feel like that gives him a mustache. I don't want that. There should be a cheekbone here. So that's not supposed to be like a tentacle or weaving or anything like that. That's just, there we go. That's just defining my forms. Okay, so what's gonna make this lip look interesting and believable is if it actually wraps around the teeth. Kind of giving me a double chin sort of deal going on there. I'm not sold with this line. I don't think that connects really well, actually. At first I did, and now I'm looking at it again, and it doesn't. That's the perks of working with subdivision levels, because I'm at such a low one that that took nothing to smooth away. Let's try something like that. And then I'll leave that alone and look at that later and see if I change my mind. So the pant stripes, or tentacles, or whatever I'm calling them, would converge right here. That would have more form as well, because I got some sort of like jowls going on. I'll have these tentacles connect under the cheekbone, because I'm all about cheekbones, even if it's a monster. Maybe it's because I don't have any. I have a very round face. I've always found it more fun to draw people with like really high cheekbones. That's probably why I like elves so much. Just gonna kind of like play with this head shape. I feel like that definitely looks better. That top eye being so tall, like, I'm not sure if I like that or not. How about that? There we go. Now it's like really smushed. This is looking pretty cool. I'm gonna leave that alone just because there was a lot of like design points there that I wasn't sure about. And I'll just go into detailing the fins a bit because that's pretty easy. I don't remember how I did this. It's like an alpha and then I just drug a straight line and it looks so cool, but I don't remember how I did it. When in doubt, I know I like this one a lot. I kind of want these to look a little tattered. And they're still polygroup, so if I do mask my polygroups right here, it will only affect that inside fin, which is what I want. Also do a back face mask because I don't want to affect the other side of the mesh. Just this one. So I'll just lightly scratch up the fin. You know, that's a little tricky, so let me just mask it. There we go. That is not deep enough to turn a 3D print, and I know it, but it looks good that way. So let's make that chunkier, even though it makes me sad. I'm just kidding, it looks fine. I just think like subtle fin details, and that's not gonna happen here, or show well. That looks great. I'm just being dramatic. All right, holding control and tapping off of the model will invert your mask. And now I need to figure out how, nope, that's not what I want. Is this not in symmetry? Son of a, I did like 3 things I have to redo, gasp, okay. Oh no, it is in symmetry. Why are you being so weird? Okay. Oh, it's slightly not in the center. That's why. Whatever. I'll detail this one as much as I want to, and then I will just delete the other one and replicate later. Let's try this one. If it was like banding like this. It'd be really jarring to the overall design probably, but what if it looks cool? So let's see what it looks like. That's a lot of modeling process, but what if it looks cool? Yeah, there's something like that on these. These just have veins. This looks so much better. Like I like fine, but this one's so much cooler. Almost like a professional artist made that or something. Give me a few years. I'll just keep getting better. How about this? Ooh, I think this is how I did this. Ha ha ha. Because I think it'd look cool if like the fin bands, I don't know what to call these for some reason, the boning and the fins matched the tentacles. I think that'd be cool. Okay, this isn't doing what I want, but I'm confident that's how I did this. There we go, that's it. Cool. Again, but actually lining up now. Probably makes it a lot easier if I put on a lazy mouse. But I won't do that. No reason, I just don't want to. There we go. Cool. So I have a little bit of tearing right there. If I did blur the mask a little bit before doing that, it would have prevented that. But it's so small, I'm not worried about it. Okay, what I mentioned earlier, how I was gonna fix this. So, turning off, oh, I just had symmetry in the wrong direction. I don't know what happened here. All right, gonna just mask one of them, split it, delete this, since it's not what I want. Whoa, what the heck? Sad, I was in a folder and I deleted the folder. Grouchy Mia. Okay. Well, when you delete something, it's permanent. So I didn't get back to my quick save file. Okay. I know an error occurred. Go away. I am the error. Oh, I'm such a dork sometimes. Read messages. When ZBrush is telling you something, it's probably telling you something for a reason. Like, hey, are you sure? And I was like, yeah, I'm sure. That is not what I wanted. Wow. Cool. It's not, didn't set me back that far, and I'm actually at that point where I could have blurred the mask the way I should have anyway. All worked out. And this time I'm not going to delete all of the fins. Okay, make this model a little smaller. Those are the way I want them, but they're still a little soft, so I'm actually going to do a little more target trick here. There we go. All right. Doing this again, but the right way. What was I even thinking? These don't even make sense, these folders. Oh, okay, yes they do. Never mind. I want this out of the folder. There you go, ZBrush. All right. I'm also gonna save, just in case I do the same dumb mistake. I don't have to go to quick save. And this is why I quick saves every single 2 minutes. I make mistakes all the time. All right, delete. Cool. Traumatized. All right, duplicate and mirror. There we go. Yeah, I'm just making sure they're lining up in the same spot, because now I'm just confused. Everything is like slightly off. Like I don't know why those weren't in symmetry and why it didn't work earlier. I'm sure I'll find out later. So I'm sure something else that I did and forgot. This has got to be an ad. It's not. Oh, everyone's happy. I'm down with it. Just like really making sure symmetry is working. Yes. And then this should be Dynamesh. I'm gonna check anyway. Yeah, cool. Otherwise this will not work the way I want it to. There we go. I got a little thin, actually. Oh wow, this is like 3.5 million points. It should not be that high. Mistake. There we go. Make that a little bit thinner. That way the spines actually poke out. And then going in here with different alpha. Because I love how just that looks like scratches, looks really nice. Yeah, very nice. And I'm gonna re-Dynamesh this, but lower, and it'll probably keep all the details still, but I won't have 3.5 million points for no reason. Yep, 1.2, much better. Before, after, looks almost identical. All right, let's see if these are in symmetry. I'm like still really interested, like what happened exactly. Looks good. I'm actually gonna do this one while I'm still on that same alpha to save time. And by save time, I mean like save 2 seconds. All right. And then the other one, God, I forgot which one it was. I think it was this one. Looks similar enough. Yeah, this is pretty sloppy overall, but I think it looks good still. Definitely need a solo. Trying to get some sort of mark on the center there. It just doesn't want to. Why isn't that like sculpting? All right. I guess I'll go super small. And then I'll just make the brush bigger here. That's a pretty minor thing. I don't know what that's from. Go away. Is that a different poly group? I can't tell. Go away. Back. I don't know what I expected, but I did not do what I expected. It's fine. Alright, you know what? Fine, you can stay. All right, I see why this song is royalty free. It's terrible. I'm sure the person who made it is very nice, but this song sucks. Back to the beginning, because I like that one. I need to find some jazz next time. And one of these times I will have my all my button clicks recorded at the bottom. And just in case, because I'm not sure if these would show, I'm gonna smooth it out. Switch. Switch. Why aren't you switching? Okay, I was looking in the wrong spot. All right. Pull this in. This little spot's mocking me. Go away. There. It's pretty cool. Yeah, the head's super under detailed, but compared to the rest of it, it's still pretty cool. The only thing I'm not happy with it is these main ones right here. I think they need something to make them make sense. And by make sense, I mean stand out. Not like that. That'd work. I don't know if it'd look good, but it would get what I want. All right, I'm gonna turn on lazy mouse finally. Go to stroke, lazy mouse, and radius to something really, really high. Wow, I was doing so good until the very end there. Let's mask that off since I can't be trusted. I did the same stick, so I'm glad I masked that. I'm just gonna do the front and then I'll see if this actually looks good. Lazy mouse is the best. Why don't I use it more? All right. Now let's see if I actually like that. Honestly, I don't know. Okay, but now seeing it before, I feel like it looks unfinished. And seeing it after, it definitely looks like it should be there. It's just kind of harsh to look at, though. It's the only thing. I mean, it would paint really well, though. I almost wonder if it needs to be smoothed a little bit. Like for most of this, I've been exaggerating the details. On this one, I think it actually needs to be reduced a little bit. I think the Z intensity was a bit too high. So that's before and that's after. Let's zoom out a bunch. Before, after. I don't think it's a significant difference. I think when I have like the face detailed and when I have like these creeping out of the face, it might make more sense. For now, I'm going to take them off actually because that'll be a little tricky to get rid of. Because over detailing a model can look really bad too. I think just the way it is pretty solid. I almost wonder if this one would look better. Something really small. I just want it to be less, so like it's like perfectly smooth right now, and I think that looks weird. All right, this one's a lot more subtle. Before, after. That's what I wanted. Yay. Not going to be huge focus on a 3D print, but it makes the model and the render at least look a lot better. Wow, what is going on with my strokes? This is the whole point of Lazy Mouse. I'm just like, there we go. That's much easier. That's kind of cool. I like where it overlaps. Little diamond carve outs. It's really cool. Kind of overshot that a little bit, but it's fine. Okay, I wonder if having the radius is too high is making this really hard, actually. Or you know what? Let's just turn it off. It's a little grittier than I wanted it to be there, but that'll probably show up, and I do want that. It's weird. Usually I do the face like first and get that all detailed and looking amazing. I didn't in this case. This is cool. I actually really like this little bend here. So I'm looking at the silhouette a lot. I think it's a little skinny. So I'm gonna see if I can add some volume here. Yeah, it's a nice line coming off the back here. I wonder if this curves up, if that'd be a nicer transition. I don't want to like hide that fin though. Actually move it up a little bit. A bigger mouse brush size would help with this. Try to get like a nice curve here. Okay. Can I like look away for a second? Rub my face. Okay. Somewhat fresh eyes. Click somewhere back here as the before. Is that the before? Looks exactly the same. There we go. Okay, cool. I'm like, what the heck? There's not a difference. Okay, there we go. That's what I started with. Okay. Just looking at the silhouette. Like, that almost reminds me of a mermaid. Again, I tend to beautify things. I do think I like this one more. And instead of all those tiny adjustments I did, I think I'm just gonna simply inflate it a little bit in both directions and call it good. Yeah, that's what I want. I might not be the most efficient artist sometimes, but I get what I want eventually. Just going through here and inflating any of these ends a little bit. I've noticed that 10 is like way too strong of a Z intensity, but 6 does pretty good. I wonder if I want another one of these or not. I don't think so, but it kind of looks cooler, doesn't it? Okay, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna duplicate it. I'm gonna drag it back. Align it with the other spine, so if I do merge them, I don't have to like resculpt anything. I mean, the overlaps that don't line up kind of look cool. No, hide it. Okay. Without. Definitely with. This bottom one is the only one that makes no sense. Can I just like push it to that other one? All right. I think that's pretty cool. I really like this little shape right here, which I guarantee wasn't intentional, but I like it. And then what if I drag this out to be more on the face? As of now, I mean, there's such a harsh transition between the body and the face, but I mean, granted, they're separate objects and I haven't, there's a huge seam. I feel like that definitely looks better. Yeah, looking really like ethereal and awesome. Really, I just want an excuse to say the word ethereal. It's my favorite words. It's so weird looking at the face and not saying it finished. Like, that is usually the first thing I finish because that's where everyone looks. This is one of those models where you kind of just look everywhere. There's not really one single place that's like demanding your attention immediately, or at least for me. Once I finish this, I do think I'm going to stretch it a little bit. I feel like these tentacles are a little small. I have them in a folder, so in theory I should be able to transpose them all at once, but I've had okay luck with that in the past. ZBrush hates it, is what I'm trying to say. All right, I'm really looking closely at my thumbnail up here for this. So before, after. Okay, again, like, why isn't this one being affected? ZBrush, why? Yeah, you're in that folder. Work. There we go. I'm pretty sure it was my fault that it wasn't shown or something. Yeah, I thought that was weird. And I said it wasn't symmetrical, and it's because symmetry wasn't on. What do you know? All right, I'm trying to make sure they tuck in here still because I don't want to poke through that fin. All right. So before, after. Yes, bigger is better in this case. My neighbor's kid just made like a war cry at each other. Shouldn't they be in school? Oh no, it's almost 5. Never mind. And I just saved that. It's a compulsive thing sometimes. Okay. So at this point, really what there's left to do is the face. And I did so many design changes to this that I don't think I want to work on the face right now. I think I want to let this sit and then come back to it later. That'd make the most sense. Saving it again obsessively. What else do I have left to work on? Well, for anyone that is watching, I will give you guys a little sneak peek of the cave entrance I made. So that's what it's going to look like. And yes, it is supportless. I'm really happy with it. It's that really horrible orange color because that's what was easiest to look at for some reason when I was modeling it. But yeah, I'm really happy. This thing looks awesome and like a cave and like Underdark. The way I do stuff like this is I make a bunch of pieces and then I even have it labeled building blocks and I stick them all together. So these are also the stalagmites that are going to be released as well. I don't have this marked as something to be released individually, but I probably should. I know that'd be helpful. Okay, let's go to the roper I'm working on actually, because I might want to detail tentacles. This is just the smallest stalagmite. See where it does this sometimes where it's like, where is the pivot point? It's just acting like chaos. So if I unify one piece of it, it's going to disappear it. But sometimes if I unify and just do Control Z, it fixes it. Yep, it fixed it. All right, I'm gonna detail a single one of these tentacles. And if I think it's fun, I'll do the rest. And if I don't, I'll be done for the day. You know what? Before I work on this, I'm gonna take a small break. Grab something to drink, and I'll be right back in like a couple minutes. unmuted? Yes. Alright, so this I was going to work on, but I decided that I'm sleepy. There's no one asking questions anyway, so I'm like, meh. But I'm opening, not saving. If I saved over, this would be so sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
I heard you saving over some, or deleting save files. What was that all about?
That's fine. But yeah, what do you think?
That is so
Okay.
cool.
My pivot point's been all screwed up recently. I don't know why. Like, see, it's like going. Where are you going? God damn it, ZBrush. But yeah, I had so much fun doing this. I added in like another fin and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Started detailing the face a little bit too.
Yes. That is so cool.
Yeah, I'm really happy with it. I'll have to look at what the hell I did to make this happen. All dumb. Usually I just unify it, but again, if it's multiple pieces, it's an issue.
Yeah.
But yeah, is there anything about it that you would change or want to add?
Not really. That thing looks pretty freaking cool.
Thank you. I'm actually making one subtool so I can unify this and just look at it. Plus, I'm going to do a quick render because that's how I end these. Yay, pivot points normal.
Nice.
Yeah, I can tell I started doing it, like, the details were super good and, like, small, and then as I kept doing it, it got me bigger and bigger. I was like, it's good enough. I'll need to define these a little better, too. Do you think it looks too much like the original concept? I don't think so. Like, this is one of them I looked at.
No.
Yeah, it looks pretty different. I still don't know what I'm going to call it.
Flying squid monster.
Flying squid monster. Maybe. Honestly.
Or flying monster squid. Whichever.
Thank you for your invaluable feedback, Ricky. Alright. Let's get a quick render of this and I'll call it good for today. I recently bought Monster Hunter again. Used to have it, but when I was in college, I literally had no time to play it. And then when I did play it, I felt guilty. So I bought it again because now I have time to play it. This looks so gross. I love it. All right. Very cool. All right. There we go. Got my image. Okay. Well, I think I'm gonna call it good for guys. Does anything I say? I don't have a sign off. I'm only trying to think what I would normally say. There isn't anything. There's a file. It wasn't there for a second. I'm like, what is going on? All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. And for people who are watching in the future, you can always ask me questions in the Discord. Till next time.